Good morning. I am on my way to town because I've got a whole bunch of stuff I need to pick up before I can even think about flying out to Gibraltar. I've got my list, so I think I'm just going to put in a cheeky little montage of what it is I get as I get it, and then I'll tell you about the books. But basically, this week I am flying out to Gibraltar for my brother's wedding. I'm really excited, and this is essentially the only holiday I'm having. So I'm going to be reading very much holiday vibe reads, and specifically the three biggest romance authors that are currently on Booktube that I just see everywhere. But I had a discussion with my dad about this yesterday, about how I was taking 3 books on my week's holiday, and he said, well, what are you going to do for the rest of the week? And I was like, that's a really good point, because I don't read particularly fast, but I do read a lot when I read. So I am also tempted, because I'm going to town, to pick myself up another book, especially because thanks to unhauling a shit ton of fucking classics I'm never going to read again. For context, I did a literature course at uni, so obviously have all the classics, and I don't plan on reading them again because I don't need to write an essay on them anymore, so I don't need them anymore. I am I think it's 5 books that I could buy, and I don't want to burn those all in one go, okay, because I've got a Luma crate has arrived, I've had some pre-orders arrive, so they'll technically all count in that anyway. I don't want to risk it, so I'll probably only get one if I get one. I've still got Witchlings that I didn't finish, and I still have the Book of Night and Certain Dark Things which I didn't finish. I could take those with me, but they're a very different vibe to the summer holiday ones, and I very much think that I want to take holiday reads with me. And Gibraltar doesn't have a bookshop. How fucking sad is that? It doesn't have a single bookshop. My sister-in-law, who loves to read, I send her books because Waypoint Books is the closest she can get to getting decent books that's not Amazon. And even Amazon, I don't think they actually deliver to where they live. I think they deliver to a drop box across the border, which they then have to go and pick up from. I don't know if that's entirely true. They may have a drop box closer, but I think there was certainly something they'd ordered that they couldn't get delivered straight from Amazon. There's loads of times when they get stuff delivered to us in the UK, which we then have to post back out to them, just because Gibraltar just doesn't have access to it. I don't want to risk running out of books to read and then being stuck in Gibraltar where there is no bookshop, because that would be a very sad day. Okay, so I'm going to go to town, and then I will catch up with you in a bit, and I will tell you about the books specifically that I have chosen from these top 3 authors. Okay, it's now the evening. I'm not gonna lie, I had an absolute fucking mare today. So I went out, I bought some of the things I needed to get, I got my nails did, and then I had my purse stolen. I can only assume it was stolen because it was in my back pocket, and then I got to my car and it wasn't there anymore, and I went back to all the different shops that I knew I'd spent money in, and was like, right, it has to be one of these places because I know I had it here last. Wasn't there, reported it missing, cancelled all my cards, tried to let the DVLA know that my driving licence was gone, and that was an absolute fucking nightmare. And then about 10 minutes ago, so a full day has passed, 10 minutes ago, my mum saw my driver's licence on a Facebook page of lost and found things, and some lady had found my purse and handed it in to the guys at Asda. So thank you to her and to the guys at Asda for getting my purse back to me. The cash that was in there is gone, but my driving licence there, my Waterstones loyalty card is there, my bank cards, it doesn't matter because I've already cancelled all of those. So I can't use any of the things that I need in Gibraltar. I can't spend any money in Gibraltar. That's going to be fun, but I have my driver's licence, and that was the thing that I was genuinely worried about because the DVLA have been such a nightmare trying to get it sorted in the past. So I bought myself some bits that I needed, which I will go through very, very quickly with you. We've got an Essentials Minis thing that can fit in my hand luggage. We've got Happy Feet sole stuff, plasters, heel plasters, more happy feet things, but like a different shape. I got not one, but 2 European plugs. I'm literally just going for this. Gillette razors, because I refuse to pay the pink tax. Nivea soft body moisturizer, because I use this all over my body because I've got very sensitive skin and it feels delicious. So I got that, and then I got another one because they were 99p. The hand sanitizer I already had, that just happened to be in my handbag. And then I bought myself a new body wash because I'm currently using one. It smells a bit like petrol. And I really liked it when I first tried it, and now I'm a bit like, ugh. Whereas this is fruity. This is raspberry, blueberry and almond milk, and it just smells delicious. It smells like a pudding. And then tweezers to sort out these bad boys before the big day. And then I bought things that I didn't need, I just wanted. A very vibrant orange hoodie, a handbag, because I didn't have one. I don't massively love this bit. I did try and find a nice one in TK Maxx, but as you know, by that point I'd lost my purse, so I couldn't get one, and they didn't actually have any that I liked in there anyway. But I got this one from Sainsbury's, and it's faux leather, and I very much enjoy it. I think it's made out of recycled plastic, actually. I think that's what this thing said. Yes. Recycled lining, there we go. But I don't have a handbag, and now I do have a handbag. Here, those are things that I had already. So we've got a minis of Batiste, and my favourite lip gloss, which is the Fenty Cream in Candy Milk. This is a gorgeous colour. It's a really nice colour. The bit that you actually care about, I bought loads of books because I want to start a very specific vlog, and I still haven't told you what books I'm going to read. I'm not going to just yet. Well, I'll get there. I'm going to show you the other books that I bought to take with me on holiday. That has nothing to do with the themed vlog, just in case I decide I don't want to do the themed vlog anymore and I decide to read something else, because we all know that's what I'm like as a person. So, mood reads. Hadn't heard anything about either of these before. We have Grip of Film by Richard Alarwadi. I love him as a comedian, and I really enjoy his films, and this is all kind of about films and why we like films and film criticism and stuff like that, and I just really liked the Stranger Things vibe of that. Speaking of, I bought, this is technically the second of the Stranger Things novels, but it is a back in time Hopper history one, so I'm hoping that because I've only watched season 1 and 2 and I've started season 3, it won't be spoilers for anything, but it's going to be like Hopper's final case in the big city. And those are a vibe. Those are a vibe. So that may well become a vlog in and of its own, or I'm just going to read them because the vlog I had planned, I get like this. I get to a point where I'm like, I had a really good idea and now I hate it. But this is a vibe. I also got the Firefly Big Damn Heroes because someone on Becca's Patreon Discord recommended it to me because I love Firefly. Apparently the novels are really good, so I'm going to give that a go. And I really enjoy that it has the little bit there. It's silly, but I enjoy it. I also bought Rapunzella, which is basically a Rapunzel retelling, but modernised and with BIPOC main characters and talking about black hair. Having just read the Wash Day Diaries, I'm in the mood for some more stories that are kind of talking about BIPOC hair and black women in particular, dealing with like their hair and the culture around their hair, and the fact that white idiots feel the need to go and touch their hair, because it's also called Or Don't Touch My Hair. So I'm excited for this one, and plus it's really, really pretty. And apparently, who did she say it was similar to? Apparently it's very similar to This Poison Heart by Kaylin Bayron, so that's nice. And then finally they had a buy one get one half price, and I bought Invisible Women because Keris recommended this like a year and a half ago on their channel, and I just haven't had a chance to get myself a copy yet. So there we go, it's on my TBR. And also The Matrix, which is, or just Matrix, which is about female warriors in the Royal Court of France. So very excited for that one, plus shiny. So those were buy one get one half price. So I don't know which of those I will read, but I will probably take Stranger Things with me because I'm just in the mood for that, and I may take Invisible Women, just have something different to read. But for the vlog I said that I wanted to read the top 3 romance authors of Booktube. Now Emily Henry should be in that top 3 because at the moment she is very, very prevalent, but I feel like these names are just a little bit more established, certainly with the booktubers that I watch. So we have Christina Lauren, which didn't know that was 2 authors. There's 2 authors working on that, and The Unhoneymooners, which is basically where it's like an enemies to lovers, where the bridesmaid and the best man hate each other, but they end up going on the honeymoon when the marriage doesn't go ahead, I think is kind of what happens. But it feels very summery. I'm going to a wedding, it just feels apt. Not that I will be marrying or sleeping with the best man because he's in a long-term relationship and also like 3 years younger than me, and it would be weird. Then I have the Good Girl Complex. Again, we've got a beach on there. This is Elle Kennedy, another very established Booktube favourite for romance. And then we have Tessa Bailey's It Happened One Summer, another very beachy, sailory read. And this one was actually on my TBR racing stacks because I did that on purpose, and I knew I needed to get at least one of those 3 onto my TBR. But my plan is to kind of just enjoy the summer vibes, which I'm not a fan of, get very hot and sweaty in the face and read some summery romance. That was the plan. That was the plan, because I was really in the mood to read romance, and then I went book shopping. I feel like taking more than 5 books for 7 days, one of which is going to be a wedding day, is a lot. But I am a lot, so we're just hedging our bets. I'm gonna pack. I need to pack. I'll see you in a bit. It is 3 o'clock on Tuesday morning. We are leaving in about 5 minutes for my holiday. If I hadn't been up for the holiday, I would be up anyway, because some motherfucker's car alarm has been going off for 20 minutes. I am so tired. I'm a little bit delirious. But I've got 2 suitcases to take and my handbag, so managing all of that and getting B-roll is unlikely. But I will do my best. So next time I catch up with you, I will probably be in Gibraltar and I will have read something. I didn't promise it yesterday because I knew that I probably wouldn't have time. Like, I didn't even have time to catch up on Stranger Things. The friends that I'm buddy watching that with have finished it and I have not. So didn't even get a chance to do that. But we'll get some time to do some reading today because I'll be on the plane and waiting, etc. So when I catch up with you next, I will have read something. I'm exhausted. I am exhausted. So it is 11 o'clock in Gibraltar, which means it's 10 o'clock in the UK. I've been awake 21 hours and they have not been plain sailing. I'm going to catch up the book that I read in the morning because I've got a cheeky suspicion that my body is going to go into like survival mode and I'm going to probably read a little bit more before I go to sleep. But I got up at 2 in the morning to have a shower because we had to leave by 3. We left at 3:20, me, my mum, my dad, all our suitcases packed, and headed out for Heathrow Airport. Now we needed Terminal 3. It was going to take us 1 hour and 47 minutes, except the M25 was closed between junction 6 and 7, so we had to come off the M25 onto just like standard roads, and that would have been fine. We could have come back on at junction 7 and gone to 8, except between 7 and 8 a lorry was on fire, so then we had to skip from 7 to 8, and by that point we came out somewhere like around 10 because of like other diversions and stuff, and what should have taken us 1 hour and 47 minutes ended up taking 2.5 hours No, probably more than that. Probably about three and a bit hours. No, it must have, because we didn't get there until like 6:20, and our flight was boarding at 6:20. So we checked in our bags, we made it through security. We were freaking out the entire time that we just weren't going to make it. Managed to get on the plane on time. Like, we got to the gate as it was opening, which was just pure fluke, good luck. Got through security. There was a weird thing with our boarding pass at one point, because we'd like tried to tap our way in through like one of the self-service things, and it hadn't worked. But they let us through, that wasn't a problem. We get in, we've booked our seats, we pre-booked our seats, so we know exactly where we're sitting. There is a family sitting there. So a woman and her 2 kids sitting in our seats. That's fine. We asked like the air steward like what was going on, and he had put them in those seats because on his system it said there wasn't anyone sitting there, and it was just like, it was going to be like 2 kids like sitting by themselves, so they sat the mum there as well. So like they were like all over the place, but they sat them all together. Wasn't a problem. We got moved to the back. Except those were someone else's seats, so we then had to move again, and the only place for us was first class. And this is when you think, like, after all that bullshit, all that stress, all that palaver, it would get better, and it did. For a little bit it did, because we were given a free breakfast, which was fucking delicious. I had like right, there was only like one of everything left, so me, my mum and my dad had something different. So my dad had the full English, I had a Spanish frittata, my mum had a continental breakfast. That was fine. That was delicious. They gave my mum a free bottle of champagne to like apologise for like all the kerfuffle. BA, honestly, fly British Airways. They were lovely. That was fine. Got off the plane, went to collect our bags. We were the last people stood there, and I made the joke that I wasn't going to panic until the machine stopped. And then some lady came over and went, "Oh, did you not hear us call you on the tannoy? Are you the O'Donnells? Like, there's been a problem with your bags. They're still in Heathrow." Our bags did not make it onto the plane. We did. Our bags did not. So we've spent today kind of like wandering around Gibraltar, just kind of collecting the things that we need that were in those bags. I am here for my brother's wedding. In those suitcases was my bridesmaid's dress, my mum's dress as like mother of the groom, all the suits, all the groomsmen's suits are in there, little things that the bride needed, some hairpins, things like that, and just like general stuff. And then, you know, clean clothes, my phone charger, like things like that we need, all in there. So they've said that they should be able to put the bags on tomorrow's flight, which comes in around 11 in the morning. So I have this t-shirt, the bra that I'm wearing, the trousers that I'm wearing, the underwear that I'm wearing to wear again tomorrow. So great. I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted, but it's been really nice to see my brother. It's really fucking hot. I'm genuinely really proud of myself that I haven't got like worse sunburn. I think it's mainly just like around here, because my sun cream is in my luggage, because of course it is, and I also have books that I've been reading. So I had all my valuables in my bag because that wasn't coming out. Basically, they gave us an opportunity to like put my hand luggage in the hold, because I had like a little wheelie one as well as my main suitcase. And I was like, oh yeah, that'd be really convenient. Let's do that. That was a mistake. All my clean underwear's in there. It's just sat in Heathrow. It's going to sit there until tomorrow. And not only that, so obviously before that, I obviously had my purse stolen. So I don't have any money. I've had to ask my parents to buy me clothes. I'm 30 years old. I've not had to ask my parents to buy me anything in ages. I've not had to actually like, "Mummy, can you please buy this for me?" in ages. That's where I'm at. So I can't even brush my teeth. I'm going to go wash my mouth out, have a bit of a read, and I'll catch up with the books and stuff in the morning, because I'll be in a better mood then and I'll be rested. So I'll catch up with you then. Good morning, it's Wednesday. It is actually kind of foggy today, but it's cooler than it was yesterday, and I appreciate that. It's still very warm, but it is cooler than yesterday. I am exhausted and my body and mind hurt, but I'm excited to see more of the island / rock today. I was going to tell you about the reading that I did yesterday. So I have started Good Girl Complex, which, be proud of me, is actually one of the books that I'd planned for this vlog and not just skip to Stranger Things, although the temptation is there because it just looks really good. And I had a dream that I was a teacher yesterday and Hopper was like my teaching assistant and was like very much Hopper, like just if you can imagine Hopper but as a teaching assistant, just like disciplining kids basically. It really tickled me. I woke up very amused. Good Girl Complex by Elle Kennedy. I can see why people enjoy Elle Kennedy's writing. I feel like it ticks a lot of the tropes I've seen writing style wise by other romance authors. It feels very similar to a lot of romance authors. There are a lot of very particular jokes and the way something is written that I'm just like, okay, yeah, this is a, like, even if you just gave this to me and didn't tell me what genre this was, it's a romance. And I don't mind that. I think for a holiday read, that's kind of perfect. That's kind of what you want. You want to be able to recommend that. It's not my favourite. It's not my, like, the writing hasn't grabbed me in the same way that, like, Talia Hibbert's really grabbed me, was really enticing, was really funny. This just, I don't have the same vibe. And, like, there's times when, like, the characters are like, oh my god, you've got, like, amazing banter. And I'm like, where? Where? The only thing that makes this banter amazing is that you find it entertaining, which is romance in and of itself, but, like, I'm not convinced. It also very much has Cruel Intentions vibes, but not as smooth, not as charismatic. So basically, in the opening chapter, we meet Cooper. Cooper is a struggling bartender. He wants more money. He wants to work a better job, and he wants to not be surrounded by douchebag students, basically. But unfortunately, that is a prime target for the bar that he works at. And the douchiest of these douchebag students comes along and tries to sexually assault one of the staff, one of the waitresses. Cooper's not happy with that. He may have a bad boy reputation, but he's not actually a bad boy. He's a good guy, and punches the guy straight in the nose. The guy, being a rich asshole, basically calls to have Cooper fired, and Cooper's boss can't really do a lot about it and fires him. So Cooper has a twin called Evan, who is apparently the personality of the duo, and also massively sadistic. He suggests that they get back at the douchebag by Cooper sleeping with Mackenzie, Mac, the main character, because she is the douchebag's girlfriend. She's the douchebag's girlfriend. Then we meet Mac in the second chapter, and we see that Mac is not like other girls because she has a business. She's very ambitious. She doesn't really want to be at uni. Like, everything about college life kind of terrifies her, but she makes very fast friends with her roommate, who is this Southern Belle debutante who's gone to uni to just fuck around, basically, and is just, like, looking to have a good time, which I can appreciate. She goes out, stumbles her way through a conversation with Cooper, and they're both having this moment where they're like, oh my god, like, that's not what I expected. Like, she makes a joke to her herpes. He is the whole time just, like, roasting her too. And, like, there is definitely some chemistry there, but because it's for the plot, it very much feels convenient. It doesn't feel particularly well bedded in. I don't know if these two people would actually get on if they existed in real life. Like, he is very anti the establishment, anti-money. Money corrupts. People with money don't understand what it's like for people who don't have money. And she is kind of this falsehood that's created when people want to have rich characters, which is the empathetic rich person, right? She's never had to want for money. She stumbled into this business and has made millions, like 6 figures, I think she drops or whatever. So hundreds of thousands. She makes money already. She has money already, but she understands the working man. She understands that he's, doing his best and stuff like that. And I know this is mean, I kind of want the conflict in their relationship to be about money, because I feel like that would be the most realistic thing. And I know people don't read romance for the realism, and I know that's not what the conflict's going to be. It's going to be like in Cruel Intentions, where the truth comes out that this was basically a bet, and she is going to be devastated. And I'm going to then have to empathise with Cooper for the choices he's made between here and there. So I hope, if it's well written, I'll be able to. If not, I'm going to struggle. So we shall see. I've got my window open because it's fucking hot, but I do apologise if you can hear the massive lorry going past. I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to go and get breakfast. I don't know how long my battery is going to last. So I'm going to probably keep the clips to a minimum today. I just wanted to catch you up. hopefully by 11 I should have my cable back, and then I'll be able to charge it, and then I'll be able to get all the clips you might want to see of Gibraltar, because it's actually like a really nice place. It's very strange because it feels Spanish influenced, but a lot of the things here are very British. There's a Wagamamas for a start. You pay in pounds because it is British occupied, so it's yeah, it's a weird combo. It's a weird combo, but I don't mind it. I would prefer it if it weren't so fucking hot, but I came here knowing that was going to be the case. It's why in my suitcase we've got kids factor 50 somewhere. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go enjoy my breakfast, and I'll catch you up in a bit. My luggage has arrived. I am so relieved, you don't even know. But unfortunately, my phone can only charge when my key is in the little hotel key slot thing, because that's what turns the internet on in here. Like all the electrics in here are powered by that key thing. So when I take my key, my phone will stop charging. So I have 17% to last me through lunch, and then I'm going to charge my phone up afterwards. Just realised. Hey, look, you can see, this is my phone. Anyway, gonna go have lunch, gonna try and get some clips for you. I feel so much better. I feel like a human being. I feel clean. I'm so happy. And I'm wearing my trainers. And I have absolutely no regrets. You'll never believe it, but I've actually got some reading done. So I have put down Good Girl Complex, just for now. It's very telly. So there was like this moment in dialogue where she says like, oh, I didn't like that he said that, but I thought it was quite a good idea. And then she goes, what a good idea, like in the dialogue. And I'm like, one or the other. Just give me one or the other. I don't need both. So I've put it down, and I've picked up The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren, another of my romance reads. Are you proud of me? I'm actually really enjoying this. This one is absolute shenanigans. Things are going wrong, things are going right. She's clearly very into this guy, even though she hates him. And, like, the tension's really fun. Like, their whole dynamic is really fun. I like that she's in STEM. What is it about me reading romances, and if the main character is in STEM, I'm, like, here for it. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I wanted to be a scientist and wasn't. I don't know. But anyway, I'm really here for it, really enjoying it. I hate this cover with a fiery passion. I hate this cover, and that is the one thing that I'm like, I hate it. I hate the yellow, the faded yellow. The rest of it is fine. It's just it's not a good yellow. I'm one for keeping all books that I think deserve 4 or 5 stars, because I like being able to talk to them again, talk about them again. I hate this cover, and I'm not going to unhaul this book because I think I like it enough that it's worth keeping, but I hate this cover. Do you ever have that? Do you ever have that where you're like, I would rather keep a book I'm not enjoying because the cover's cute, rather than, and like maybe I'll just paint over it. Just ruin it even more or something. I don't know. But what is the ugliest romance cover you've ever seen? I'm not saying this is it for me. I just can't stand this yellow, and I don't like the font very much either, but it is what it is. Anyway, yeah, so like I'm 130 pages into this, really enjoying it. It's about 5 o'clock now, so I've got about 2 hours before we're going to go for dinner. I have no idea where we're going. I think we're going for pizza though, and I'm just so fucking relieved that I've got clothes that I can change into later. I'm so excited for that. So yeah, gonna keep reading. I think I'm actually going to finish my 3 romances that I said I was going to finish, and then I can start literally anything else. So yeah, no, it's good. I'm enjoying it. If you enjoy an enemies to lovers romance, this one has a lot more like banter and shenanigans, and like they've not even said like, oh, I love your banter in this once. So that's a win. That's an immediate win. I'm preferring it by a margin to Good Girl Complex for sure. The Unhoneymooners is a tease. It's a straight up tease. It's fade to black. But there was so much like preamble and like the feelings and the touchings that I thought it wasn't going to be. And then it was. And I don't know how to feel about that. So I'm about 260 pages in now. I've got about 100 pages to go, which means something really dramatic is going to happen. It's going to be really dramatic. It's going to turn everything on the story, like in the story, on its head. Like there's already been like a kind of semi-dramatic reveal. They've already had like some conflict, but it has definitely set up for like later, more dramatic conflict, which has me worried, but also excited. But it's dinner time, so I'm gonna go have dinner. I did say earlier that I would try and get like some clips and stuff, but to be honest, today has just been really chill. I've been like between this lovely air-conditioned room and my terrace this morning, just kind of chilling out, enjoying the sunshine. And now that the sun's setting, it's nice and warm, but it's not like hot, which is not my fave. But yeah, it's going to be dinner time soon, so I am probably going to leave this here for today. And I don't want to spoil the Unhoneymooners ending, but I will probably finish it. And then I will come back to the Good Girl Complex before I go to bed. So I'll see you tomorrow instead. I washed my hair 6 hours ago and it is so humid that it still has not dried, which is just insane. But this morning I went out for a walk along the botanical gardens and we visited a zoo, and I got bitten by like 1,000 mozzies. So I've got all those bites along my arm, which is lovely. Yeah, but as I said to you yesterday, I finished The Unhoneymooners like I thought I would. I gave it 5 stars in the end. It didn't quite make me cry, but I did have a lot of fun reading it. And I was thinking, sometimes there's like a good book, but it's just not enjoyable. And there's other times when enjoyability trumps how well written it was. It was very tropey. It was more tropey, I think, than The Good Girl Complex, which I still need to finish. But I enjoyed it. It was a good time in general, and I'd be far more inclined to recommend The Unhoneymooners than The Good Girl Complex. The Good Girl, I'm struggling because it's such a telly novel that it's kind of hard work. I know I should pick up It Happened One Summer because that's the third of the specifically summery romances, and now that it's Thursday I've got about 4 days left, so I could easily finish those 2 in the next few days, minus the wedding, you know, the reason I'm here in the first place. I don't want to read it though. I'm thinking as a palate cleanser I might read the Stranger Things book that I brought with me. We will see. I've also been listening to my audiobook, so I'd started The Mask Falling when I came down. That was like my long drive listen to. But I should also be starting some of my Aurelian books, which I haven't. And I don't know if Stranger Things wouldn't have been on my Aurelian TBR, but I don't know if it ticks off any of the prompts for Aurelian, and I might read that and see if it does, and then like go from there. I don't know what the plan is for the rest of the afternoon, because now that we've been out, I think because of the heat, the plan this week seems to be to go out and do stuff in the morning and then just chill in an air-conditioned room between like 2 and 5 when it's too fucking hot to do anything else. And I'm happy with that. I'm happy to just kind of like hang out, but I'm also tempted to kind of maybe go down to the pool. So yeah, I'm just enjoying relaxing and being by myself, really. But I'm going to continue doing that, and then I will catch up with you either later this evening if I have. Once I've decided which book I'm going to pick up and read something, I will catch you up with what I thought of that. And I will try to read at least another 30 pages of Good Girl Complex. But at the moment, I'm just not feeling it. I'm just not enjoying it as much. And I think the thing with holiday reads is because there's no obligation. I mean, there's no obligation to read any book anyway, but there's no obligation for me to stick that one out other than it's for the vlog. I just don't care. I don't care enough about it. And I'm finding the writing a bit jarring. So we'll see. We'll see. It may get to the point where I finish all the other books with me and then I have to come back to that one because it's the only one I've got left. Maybe that's what will happen. But it's not my favourite. Of the three, I can already tell it's not my favourite. But anyway, I'm going to go do some reading and I'll catch up with you in a bit. Please excuse the absolute state of me. I have been in the pool all day. I'm about to go and wash my hair because this is... So basically the pool at this hotel is pumped full of salt water because it's easier to maintain on a rock. And it's really nice because like it doesn't have that chlorine smell. So it feels slightly healthier. I don't think there's actually any difference either way, but like it smells so much nicer. But now I smell really like, I smell like I've been swimming. So I'm gonna go have a shower. But yesterday was my brother's wedding, so I didn't film anything at all, no clips, no nothing. Whereas today I went up to the rock, so I'll put that stuff in a sec and I'll do like another little bit for you. And that was really, really good fun. My friend Shane was able to make it to my brother's wedding, so we've just been hanging out and it's been really, really nice. But he's still down by the pool because he has a shower in 5 minutes and he's ready, whereas I have all of this to contend with. So I'm going to go and do that now. But I just thought I'd let you know that because so much has been going on, I haven't like read the books that I brought with me at all, but I have been listening to my audiobook a little bit whilst I'm like getting ready for bed and shit like that. And I've been listening to The Mask Falling, which is the 4th/5th book of the Bone Saga. And there was a lot that I really liked about it at the start, but I am struggling with it. Like it is really... the pace of it has slowed down massively, and it has just got to a really interesting point, which I'm not going to spoil because if you haven't read the first few books, I would recommend them. I liked the first one, the second one was poor, the third one was great, the fourth one I'm struggling with. And the reason I say like 4 or 5 earlier is because you've got The Pale Dreamer, which is technically a prequel and comes as a short story basically, but it does count as its own like novella in the story. So just bear that in mind. Anyway, we're going out for dinner later, so I need to shower, I need to sort my shit out, but congratulations to my brother who got married yesterday to honestly one of the nicest people I've ever met. I'm so pleased for him. I don't know how he managed it, but he did, and I'm proud of him. Gonna go shower, sort my shit out, and actually, if I manage to like wash my hair nice and quickly, then I'm just gonna sit and read. On that note, I am also really struggling with the Good Girl Complex. I'm finding it really boring. I have read about 30 pages since I last caught up with you, and it just, I know where this is going, I know how this is going to end, and I just don't care about it. I have read the first 3 chapters of It Happened One Summer, and I can definitely see like the Schitt's Creek vibe, but considering these are all character-led stories, I don't care about the main character at all. Like, I don't care about her at all, and she's got a little sister called Hannah who I can empathise with a lot more, but like, I don't really care about her either, and that worries me. We're gonna see. So far, The Unhoneymooners has been the best of all of them. Like, I've just enjoyed it so much more, which is almost a shame that I did that one first, or second, but like, I started it second, but I finished it first, because it was just a really good, fun time, and the other two just, they just haven't got the same vibe for me, so I'm definitely gonna be picking up some more Christina Lauren. Tessa Bailey needs to work a little bit harder, and Elle Kennedy, I'm just not sure Elle Kennedy is for me. I feel like it's a bit too telly rather than like showing me what's going on. But I do have other things to read, so once all that's done, I'll probably do that. And obviously we're still here tomorrow, but I don't know what our plans are. I don't know if we have plans tomorrow. Probably more hanging out by the pool or just chilling and like there's not a lot to see and do in Gibraltar because it's just a rock, but they're like our touristy things that we did earlier. I mean, unless you want to go and hang out on some barracks, but I doubt it. So, although I've just noticed, and I will probably do like a clip of this to like put in here, the naval base at the bottom has their flag at half-mast, which usually means someone's died. So I don't know. That's weird. I'm just gonna... Don't even know if you can see... Yeah, you can see a little bit, but they've got their thing at half-mast, which is really weird. But yeah, gonna go shower, sort my shit out. Oh, by the way, this, I don't think I actually showed you my hotel room, but this is it. And I've got a big old balcony, but it's too bright and it's too hot, and I've got the aircon on. But yeah, I'm gonna go make something of this. I looked really nice yesterday. I'll put a photo here. I looked really nice yesterday. Could not be more of a 180 on that. And I got sunburned down at the pool. But it doesn't matter. The photos have been taken and I looked great in them. So I can look like shit now. No one cares. So here is something that I always forget non-bookish people don't understand, is sometimes you'll read a book and you just need someone else to understand how bad the book is. It's not that you want to stop reading it or that you're not enjoying it, it's just that sometimes you want to share a little moment or a little snippet of something that you think is fucking dumb. And my best friend Shane has literally left the hotel today to go on like a 3-hour walk to get away from me because I kept telling him how bad this book was, to the point that like last night before we went to bed, he was just like, can you read anything else? You've got like 6 books with you, Hannah. Read anything else. And I was like, but I need to finish this one. And I just wanted to tell you how bad this book was. And he was like, read something else. So I think that's a sign that I need to DNF it because it's not my favourite. And I am nitpicking it to the point that I'm like, this is stupid. And like, there's a bit, I literally like, so I've saved it so I could like share it with you. There's a bit in here where he's talking to her and she is like shoveling like cotton candy into her face, and he's like really into it, the fact that she's like talking with a mouthful and stuff. And then he says, where is it, he uses the here we go. So basically, like, we reach the counter where I buy 2 bags of cotton candy. Mac eagerly snatches one, peels off a huge fluffy piece and shoves the pink floss into her mouth. So good. Her words are garbled thanks to her completely full mouth. So cotton candy, immediately, the moment it touches water, is going to disappear. So that's not really how cotton candy works anyway. And he says that later on, that like the moment it touches his tongue, it melts. But apparently she's got so much in her mouth that she's literally talking around it. His reaction to that is, my dick thickens against my zipper, making it difficult to concentrate on what she's babbling about. Which is like, he's like, it's no words, just vibes. I'm just looking at you with your mouth full of cotton candy, talking with your mouth full, and I'm like, that's sexy. And I'm like, that's so fucking dumb. And also, thickens is an interesting choice of verb there, which I've been told apparently is a thing that happens, has been confirmed, but I still think it's a fucking stupid verb. Anyway, and then this is the dialogue that comes after that. So she says to him, "Did you know that cotton candy was invented by a dentist?" Which is like a really, I don't believe that bit of dialogue anyway, but it then gets worse. I blink back to reality. Seriously? Talk about a proactive way to ensure a customer base. Who talks like that? Who talks like that? And like, he's meant to be the one that isn't college educated but has 4 jobs, right? Like, he works really hard. He has to deal with these snotty rich kids who are going to college all the time. I can understand it if that's how she spoke, because she literally bangs on about how she's got these 2 businesses. Bitch, don't we all? I've got 2 businesses. You don't hear me harping on about it. Except, you know, you might, but that's... I don't talk about it like this. Like, to ensure a customer base, like, the whole thing's really stupid. It's really stupid. And it's things like that. Like, I'm 110 pages in. So since I last caught up with you, I've read 3 pages. And I'm just like, I just don't care. I just don't care. So I, after being told off, picked up something else, which has nothing to do with the vlog at all. And I had kind of planned on saving this and the Stranger Things one for a vlog, but I also knew within my soul I was going to have to pick up one of them just to keep myself entertained. This is very funny. This is very funny. So Richard Ayoade wrote A Cinematic Odyssey, where he was talking about like his journey of becoming like a writer, director, etc., and like how his career's kind of like progressed from there. But he sold a 2-book deal, so this is like the follow-up to that about what makes a good film. But he's written it under Geordie LaShaw and has created essentially this like faux persona to then talk about how films are made. But the intros are very funny, and it's very British humour, but it's really funny, and I just really love that whole 80s vibe. He is not built like this in real life, I don't think. I think his suits would be a little bit bigger if they were, but I'm not gonna lie, this is a sexy Richard Ayoade. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm only like a few pages in, and it has done that really classic thing of like, I can't even put my page number in yet, my page count, because although I'm on page 21, it doesn't count as page 21. So I haven't updated Goodreads yet, but anyway, I'm enjoying this one. My plan for today is to do sweet fuck all. I've got a lunch with my aunt later, which is going to be really interesting because she's not exactly the happiest bunny on the planet. She always finds something to whinge about. And now that the wedding's over, I'm sure she'll find something. But it'll be like me, her, and my mum. That's gonna be great. And then when Shane gets back, I think he's got to pack, and then he's gonna go off, fly back to the UK because he's got a job to get back to and shit. So it's going to be very, very chilled. I'm going to sit in a nice air-conditioned room. My sunburn is really bad today. Like, you can just about see like the pink line there. I am hot. Like, it's hot to touch. And sleeping on it was really fun. So yeah, air-conditioned room, I'm staying out of the pool. I can't be trusted. Even though I put factor 50 on, I've still managed to get sunburn, so it is what it is. But yeah, and then tomorrow we're flying back out about 3. So I'm planning on getting some reading done. I'm probably going to leave this one in my room and try and finish something else, probably the It Happened One Summer. I could easily finish this because I've only got 200 pages or so left. Could easily finish this, but it will not be a fun experience. So I might leave this one. I should DNF it. I should DNF it because like, I don't think, whilst I can see why other people can enjoy Elle Kennedy, she's just not the romance author for me. I just don't get the kick out of this one that I got out of Christina Lauren. Like, I just enjoyed that writing style more. And I don't know if it's maybe that Christina Lauren, one, it's the 2 writers together, so there's like that level of collaboration, but also it's an older romance style, which I'm more familiar with. It's like the romances I used to read as a kid. Whereas this is definitely more of like a modern romance, and I just don't care. And also, I'm 100 pages in, and they've like barely looked at each other. Like, there's no sexual chemistry between them at all, I don't think. They keep telling me there is, but I don't see it. Like, I don't see them as like a good fit. They're really patronizing to each other in their own heads, and I'm like, I don't know how you're going to convince me that this relationship is going to work. So part of me is intrigued to see if that does actually work. But I feel like I want to try a different Elle Kennedy book rather than write her off entirely. I'd probably like to read her more strongly erotica stuff, where there's less plot and like romance and more just like the steamy stuff, because I feel like maybe that's where she comes into her own, whereas this is like it's got such a mainstream cover to it, whereas the other ones are quite clearly in the steamier section. So I don't know. maybe I'll be more interested in this when they actually have sex. Maybe I'll be like, oh, that's where the chemistry is. But for the moment, I just don't care. And like, I don't find Cooper particularly attractive because he's just so mean about her in his head. I'm like, if you're going to give me a second perspective, I should see how he respects her. And he does to a point. But I don't know how much you can respect someone if you're like, I'm going to be your friend. I think you're really cool, but I'm also going to fuck you and your boyfriend over. Don't really know how those two things can work in the same brain, but... Oh, and something I had meant to show you yesterday and totally forgot. This is mainly for Beth, who inspired me to do a holiday vlog in the first place, but also my flatmate Lizzie, who fucking loves Lord of the Rings. This is the centerpiece from my brother's wedding that I was allowed to keep. So every centerpiece was a different book, and I have been given the Lord of the Rings one. So it's got like the Hobbit door, it's got the little ring on it. I'm gonna take all of this shit off and then probably try and get some more of this like moss and like put it at the bottom, and then maybe put a photo from the wedding in here. But it's just so pretty and I'm so pleased with it. It's so cute, and I'm really pleased my brother let me have it, because like they gave quite a few of them away. But I wasn't sure that whether like a friend was gonna like nab that, and he was like, Hannah, I have no fucking idea how you're gonna fit that in my suitcase. With effort. It's gonna take a while, but I'm gonna get it in. I'm gonna get it in and it's gonna be great. So this vlog should actually be going up today, but I didn't bring my laptop with me because I was like, who the fuck brings a laptop on a holiday? And then my dad was like, oh, I brought my laptop on holiday so I could do some work, and I was like, that could have been me. So this vlog will be going up slightly later. I'll get a couple more days in. But yeah, I'm gonna go chill out and I'll see you in a bit. So it's the first day where I can actually film outside, and it's so loud and so busy you can't hear me. So I'm gonna have to just gonna have to sit here instead. Ignore everything I said about this. Ignore it. Ignore all the negativity. Ignore all the little petty comments I made. I think that was just off the back of the Good Girl Complex. I'm now halfway through this and I love this. It's so funny. And there is a film from the 80s called Overboard that has Goldie Hawn and a very young Kurt Russell. And basically he's a carpenter and she is like this rich bitch basically. And she gets him to make him he does the inside of her yacht. And she then refuses to pay him and is like an absolute bitch about it. And then accidentally, he does throw her a little bit, she goes overboard. She gets amnesia and he pretends that she is his wife as a kind of like payback type thing. And I think at the start it's like he's gonna hold her for ransom or something to finally get paid, but like they fall in love and it's like a whole thing. This very much has those same vibes without necessarily being that problematic. And I think I really struggled with like the Schitt's Creek-esqueness of the beginning. I really didn't like the main character in her LA lifestyle. Her in her Westport lifestyle with her sister and like seeing her like just generally be a good person is really sweet, and it is steamy and it's funny and it's a good time. It's a good time, Lizzie. But yeah, so I'm actually really enjoying this one. I have no doubt that I'll finish this today. So we're going down for breakfast in about half an hour. We have to check out in 2 hours, and then in 4 hours we're getting to the airport. I had to swap arms over. It hurt. I'm a little bit worried that my boarding pass isn't going to work because it's on my phone, and I don't know if anyone else gets this. Like, I love tech, I use tech all the time. There is something about having my boarding pass on my phone that I have to rely solely on my phone that I just do not get comfortable with. I would much rather have it as a tangible paper thing. And I don't know if that's like a throwback from like my parents or if it's my own anxiety or whatever, but like, I don't like the fact that it's on my phone, and my phone loves to just drop the internet and just like not connect to shit. So I don't know how I feel about that, but yeah, I'm kind of sad that I'm going back, but I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to British weather, although apparently British weather is no more than 30 degrees at the moment, so it's going to be really hot. It's going to be really hot when we get back anyway, and I'm already sunburned. To be fair, I have more colour on my face, and it looks pink and like white here, but in person I almost look brown, almost, not quite. I've got more colour now than I've had in years. I swam for the first time in like 13 years whilst on this holiday. I saw my brother get married, which was really special. We went to the top of the rock, which was I mean, the views are just fucking stunning. I spent the whole weekend hanging out with my best friend as well, and we've not seen each other in months. He's in the RAF, so I don't get to see him very much, and if I do, I don't get to see him for very long. This is like the longest we've hung out since we were like 15. And like, it was just really nice. It was just really nice to spend time with my family that I don't get to see very often, and like my nan and my uncles. And my uncle lives in Canada, so I don't get to see him like unless he's like flying over, because I can't afford to fly over to Canada, which is a real shame. But I'd love to go and visit them over there. And like my aunt like works all the time. Like we're a very like ambitious family. Like work is very important to us. But it was just nice, and we were all just here in the same place, in the same hotel, and like hanging out, and it was just this was a really fucking good holiday. Yes, there was drama, and like there's always drama with families and stuff. My nan and my mum got into a row over me. I didn't even like, it didn't even have anything to do with me, it was just over me. I didn't do anything either, like it wasn't my fault. But it was just really nice. It was a really nice holiday, and I needed that. So yeah, I'm gonna go downstairs, enjoy my final breakfast, and then I will probably catch up with you once I have finished It Happened One Summer, because I'm going to. It's so fucking good. I'm having such a good time with it, and it is the perfect read for the end of this holiday, and I'm probably gonna DNF the Good Girl Complex. It's just the way it is. So I'll catch up with you in a bit. Okay, it is officially it. We are officially at the end of the vlog, and I'm just going to wrap up these books and give you a quick rundown as to what happened since I last saw you. So after all the palaver of getting to Gibraltar, we then had a problem where getting out of Gibraltar was just as difficult. Our flight got delayed by like an hour and a half, and then when we landed at Heathrow, we sat on the plane for another 40 minutes because there was no one to drive the stairs. And not only that, it was then another 15-minute drive from where the plane dropped us off to the terminal. That's how big Heathrow is. It was a 15-minute drive. Insane. But eventually got home, passed out, did nothing yesterday, but I did finish my book. So I just want to talk to you about these two. These two are the ones that I'm happy to recommend. I actually ended up DNFing A Good Girl Complex. I'm sure you're relieved because of how much I was banging on about it. It just wasn't for me. And I've DNF'd it and unhauled it to my mother, who's really enjoying it. She thinks it's a good time and told me that I need to stop nitpicking and just enjoy things, which is weirdly the same thing that Ali has said to me 100 times. but I do nitpick, and I still managed to enjoy these ones. So I gave this one 5 stars. It's an enemies to lovers holiday romance. It is so perfect for the holiday vibe. I will definitely be picking up more of Christina Lauren. And this one is very, very similar in that this is also holiday vibes. this is a grumpy sunshine romance, very great sexual tension. This one's Fade to Black. This one isn't. This one is steamy and in a fun way, and I just had a lot of fun with it. I will definitely be coming back to both of these authors, and I'm really tempted to do, in the same way that I've done my Meg Cabot challenge, that I'm working my way through their entire backlist and core-piling all of them to work out which one's my favourites. I'm really tempted to do the same with these authors. I also started Nevermore, which is the first in the Morrigan Crow Wondersmith series, I think it's called, and that is for Aurelium. So as this vlog ends, the Aurelium vlog will begin, but for now, you've seen enough of me. This is enough. This vlog is enough. I hope you've really, really enjoyed it. If you did, either leave a lighthouse in the comments or some kind of palm tree, just to let me know you were here. The links to both of these books via Waypoint will be available down below. Treat yourself to some holiday romance because it is such a good laugh. Like, these were so funny, really compelling. The romance was great. I love the tension. I love the friendships. Like, they were just, both of them got 5 stars. They were top tier. So I would absolutely recommend. And by buying something through Waypoint, you're supporting me and my content. Other than that, I hope you had a nice day, and I hope you're not quite as sweaty as I am.